morning and a very warm welcome. You're watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushan Dhakal. The top stories first. NCP Vice President Bamdev Gautam making efforts to reunite party leaders remains neutral while other leaders divide into two groups. NCP Chairman Nepal, hopeful of reuniting the party, expresses belief that PM Oli will rejoin the party. Nepali Congress urges democratic forces to attend mass protest on Monday, decides to stand firm against parliament dissolution. India detains 75 in Kashmir after local elections. Leaders say that detentions undermine people's verdict. And Arsenal ends poor run of form after defeating Chelsea at home. Everton defeats Sheffield United to go second in the table. And now the news in detail. Efforts are underway to reconcile leaders of Nepal Communist Party who are on the verge of splitting the ruling party due to leadership dispute. NCP Vice President Bamdev Gautam is actively involved in settling the dispute between the top leaders of the party. The party's rank and file are demoralized due to the long-standing dispute between the two chairmen, which culminated in the dissolution of the House of Representatives. Party activists were not happy with the dispute at the top level and did not wish for parliament dissolution as well. As per the aspirations of the party activists, a section of leaders led by Gautam are making efforts to settle the dispute. Gautam met with executive chairman of the party, Poush and held a telephone conversation with another leader, Madhav Kumar Nepal, in a bid to resolve the issue. Gautam was the architect who brought the former Maoist rebels in the peace process. He also played a vital role in unifying the then UML and Maoists into NCP ahead of the last elections. Despite his contributions, Gautam lost the general election but managed to get appointed as member of the National Assembly. Most of the leaders have taken sides of either Prime Minister KP Oli or Executive Chairman Dahal after the parliament dissolution. However, Gautam has remained neutral and is making attempts to reconcile the warring sides. The Nepal Communist Party is divided over leadership row. However, chairman of the Dahal Nepal faction, Madhav Kumar Nepal, has said that party can be reunited yet again. Chairman Nepal opined that he still believes there is a possibility for the KP Oli faction to rejoin the party. He added that if Prime Minister Oli lets go of his ego and wants to reunite with the party, he and his party leaders are ready to work on unification. Chairman Nepal has clarified that the ongoing dispute in the NCP is not for the position of power but is instead for the method and ideology guiding the party. Leader Nepal also revealed that PM Oli had offered him the post of chairman and prime minister in the past, but he became the bigger man and rejected it. Chairman Nepal has urged the leaders and cadres not to be distracted by the current situation and to maintain a clear stance with respect to party and its procedures. Nepali Congress President Sherbahadur Deuba has urged the public to attend the mass protest called for tomorrow to express solidarity against the government's decision to dissolve the parliament. The main opposition party is gearing up to hold mass protests in 165 election constituencies on Monday, December 28th. Issuing a statement yesterday, Deuba urged one and all to participate in the mass protest. Deuba stated that the Nepali Congress will stand firm against the government's decision, which is against the aspirations of the people and constitutional provision. Deuba also informed that mass protests were decided for tomorrow by the Central Committee meeting of the Nepali Congress. In the statement, Deuba urged all party activists, well-wishers and those who value democratic norms to stand united against the government's unconstitutional and undemocratic move. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The sugarcane farmers protested yet again yesterday at Maitigar Mandala. Farmers are still on the street demanding payment of sugarcane arrears from the sugar mills. Sugarcane farmers from different districts have been agitating in Maitigar Mandala in Kathmandu for the past 2 weeks, demanding payment of arrears. The farmers have said that they will continue the agitation till the sugar mill industrialists pay all their dues. Sugarcane farmers are yet to receive payment of around Rs 900 million for their previous work. The government had last year signed an agreement between the sugar industry and sugarcane farmers to make the payment within a month. But after not receiving payment from the sugar industry for a year, the sugarcane farmers have been forced to come out to Maitigar Mandala yet again this year. Coronavirus has claimed 3 more lives in the country, taking the death toll to 1,819. Meanwhile, the government yesterday confirmed 500 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 257,700, while the number of active cases has dropped to 6,749 from the overnight tally of 7,092. According to Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 249,132 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country so far. Nepal is currently among the top 40 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The USA tops the list with 19.4 million confirmed cases, followed by India with 10.18 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 80.67 million people across the world and claimed 1.76 million lives. And now the news from the economic front. Although the government has recently strengthened the staff mechanism by intensifying market monitoring, revenue fraud has not stopped yet. The Revenue Investigation Department, which has intensified market monitoring, claiming more fraudulent activities are common during times of crisis in the country, has found that around Rs 200 million has been cheated by making false and fake value-added tax VAT bills. The department has filed a case against various firms, companies and individuals in the court on the charge of leaking crores of rupees using false and fake VAT bills. The department has filed a case in Patan High Court against 5 people, including directors and traders of various companies, on the charge of revenue fraud. The department has filed a case against them for embezzling a total of Rs 200 million. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news.
Rich College of Engineering and Management, one of the best colleges in Kathmandu Valley, announces admission open in BBA and BHM. Well-equipped labs, smart teaching pedagogy, multimedia-equipped spacious classrooms, practical applications in all subjects. Rich College of Engineering and Management, Balkumari, Lalitpur. Phone 015186 5186 183.
Welcome back, and now the international news. India's government reportedly denied at least 75 Kashmiri political leaders and activists to forestall political unrest after an alliance of Kashmir's regional political parties won a local election. According to Reuters, the district council election concluded early this week was the first such exercise since Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government last year revoked the special status of the Muslim majority region controlled by India. New Delhi then cracked down on the opposition and rounded up hundreds of people to quell protests and violence. The new detentions, including separatist leaders and members of the banned Janata-e-Islami group, were for preventive custody, Reuters quoted a senior police official as saying. The detentions undermine the verdict of the people, said Imran Nabi Dar, spokesperson for a regional party. India and Pakistan have claimed all of the Kashmir region since the partition of British-ruled India into Muslim Pakistan and Hindu-majority India in 1947. 2 of the 3 wars they have fought have been over the Himalayan region. At least 10 climbers have died and several more are missing in mountains north of Iran's capital Tehran after heavy snowfall, Reuters reported on Saturday, citing the state media. The news agency added that 7 crew members of a ship are also missing after storms in the Gulf. Heavy snow and winds in the several parts of Iran in the past few days have closed many roads and disrupted transport. Several climbers remain unaccounted for since Friday, when 2 deaths were reported. The number of missing people has also increased as concerned families contact the authorities, state television said. 9 people had been killed on the mountain and 1 died in hospital after being rescued, according to officials of Red Crescent involved in the rescue operation. Tehran lies at the foot of the Alborz mountain range, which has several ski resorts. You're watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Rejuvenated Arsenal recorded an important victory over Chelsea to end their 7-game run without a win in the Premier League and ease the pressure on boss Mikel Arteta. The first-half goal set the platform for the Gunners' first top-flight wins since November 1st. Goals were scored by Alexander Lacazette, Granit Xhaka and Bukayo Saka. Tammy Abraham scored for Chelsea in the 85th minute, but there was no comeback for the Blues. The loss pushes Chelsea to 7th in the table, while Arsenal climbed to 14th. Everton secured a late victory at Sheffield United as Gylfi Sigurdsson scored in the 80th minute to give Toffees all 3 points. The win is Everton's 4th on the trot and sends them to 2nd in the table with 29 points. Manchester United and Leicester City played an eventful draw, with both teams placed in the top 4 with 27 and 28 points respectively. Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes scored for the Red Devils. Manchester City continues their rise in the table with a 2-0 win over Newcastle United, with goals from Ilkay Gundogan and Ferran Torres. The win takes them to 26 points and 5th on the table. Today, league leaders Liverpool are in action against West Brom, while Tottenham Hotspurs travel to Wolves. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. NCP Vice President Bamdev Gautam, making efforts to reunite party leaders, remains neutral while other leaders divide into 2 groups. NCP Chairman Nepal, hopeful of reuniting the party, expresses belief that PM Oli will rejoin the party. Nepali Congress urges democratic forces to attend mass protest on Monday, decides to stand firm against parliament dissolution. India detains 75 in Kashmir after local election. Leaders say the detentions undermine people's verdict. And Arsenal ends poor run of form after defeating Chelsea at home. Everton defeats Sheffield United to go 2nd in the table. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.